let me take it to
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to your highlights with Doug and Duncan.
Let's get right into the action. You'll see here a bit of pre-game antics by the Raiders and the Capital players. You'll notice this fellow here trying to get in an early goal, but not quite making it all the way.
Absolutely huge foul there from the Capital player. I mean, the whistle hasn't even gone yet, and the man's already getting out there with brute force. Talking about brute force, we have to have a quick look at this defensive structure that the Capital have set up. I mean, this is just a classic technique.
Absolutely. If you look here, you'll see on the left-hand side a bit of Capital defense coming in.
Oh, mace in the face. I mean, that is just... I mean, this is 1930s tactics we're seeing here, Doug.
Absolutely, and I do think that it did seem to work for a while, except you'll notice that we do see the collapse of the Capital defense. Look how they flee back there as the scrum from the Raiders pushes them.
Beautiful technique there from the Raiders. I mean, just using the scrum to get past the gain line, forcing the Capital back just to get their advantage over. Brilliant stuff, if you ask me.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they gained several yards, but it must be said they were helped by this Capital player who thought he was clearly on the Raiders team.
Very strange that I think that's old Bobby Jenkins. Used to be a Raider himself, but now changed to Capital. Still helping out the Raiders there, if you're asking me.
The result of his action right here with this absolute breakdown in Capital defense here as they move through.
I'm talking about a breakdown. Somebody brought the Georgia flag, Doug.
Well, I think that maybe they meant Georgia as in the state. But, Americans do think World Cup is the World Cup. Here we do see the Raiders sticking in line, staying in the field as they move forward inside the velvet ropes.
Oh, cameraman just picked up a man doping on the field. I mean, I've heard of pre-game doping. Never actually seen someone doing it on the field. Anyway, that calls for half-time.
Let's go to half-time. Don't forget to grab your hot dog while you're walking around. A beer and a hot dog for the thirsty fans out there.
Anyway, straight out of half-time here, we see the reserves of Team Capital coming to the field. I mean, look at these guys. They are trained. They are ready and rearing to go.
Oh, absolutely. Although, if you note, they weren't on very long and the whistle was blown, and it seemed that the whole game came to an end with a rather disappointing draw. Yes, well, as we can see, it was a very exciting game early on. A lot of action from both sides, I think, Duncan. But in the end, the early defense of the Capital falling apart quite heavily to Raider pressure.
Who are you going to call as the winner of this game, Doug? I know it's a tough question, but who are you calling as the winner?
Definitely the Raiders held the game in the first half, but just couldn't stick around to take the victory.
Just a second, Doug. I am getting news that we have a sideline interview right now with one of the Raider players.
Ma'am, what happened to you?
I got maced.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Right. As you can see there, the Raider player thinking that she took the victory, although looking a little worse for wear. Although let's see what the opposition have to say.
Amazing stuff there, Doug. As we can see, opposition absolutely licking their lips for the opportunity to face against either the Capitals or the Raiders.
Well, I think that must be said. Whenever the Raiders and the Capital go head-on-head together, neither one is the one that wins. It's always the opposition taking the last laugh.
Anyway, from myself and Doug here, just before we say goodbye, we have your Viagra man of the match. Viagra, when you are not getting hard, it gets hard for you. And here he is, our man of the match.
Absolutely well-deserved.
Beast of a man, I mean, dressed like Jamiroquai met that other guy, Davy Crockett.
Let's say anybody who was watching the game will have noticed this player on the field. A well-deserved, all expenses paid trip to a federal penitentiary of his choice.
Absolutely amazing stuff there. Anyway, from myself, Duncan.
And me, Doug.
We'll catch you next time.
And those were your highlights with Doug and Duncan.
now let me take it to the